It is frequently stated that focus is the most precious asset of our era. In the present age, an ongoing struggle exists for your focus. Media presenters vie for it, policymakers pursue it to secure your vote, and large corporations compete for it, acknowledging that once they capture your focus, there's a high likelihood you'll acquire their products, endorse their causes, or digest their content. This underscores the immense significance of focus in the contemporary epoch. Contemplate this. Were you aware that over 50% of visitors will abandon a website if it takes more than 3 seconds to load? Amazon, for example, ascertained that even the slightest delay on their website might potentially lead to a financial loss of $1.6 billion annually. This emphasizes the crucial necessity to recognize the value of your focus. Now, envision this situation. If an unfamiliar person approached you and requested $1,000 with no intention of repayment, would you provide them with the money? Most probably not, as you comprehend the value of your money. However, when diversions draw you away from significant matters, you frequently surrender your focus without much consideration. This is because you may not entirely grasp just how valuable your focus genuinely is. In this recording, I will illustrate how to amplify the worth of your concentration and provide counsel on channeling your focus toward the correct priorities. The truth is, much like you and me, we encountered annoyance because we grappled with focusing on crucial matters. Our lives were consistently intertwined with displays. For instance, throughout the day, we were absorbed in tasks on our MacBook, and upon returning home, our phone demanded our full attention. We even relied on our phone as a wake-up alarm and regularly checked the time on our intelligent wristwatch. While traveling to the workplace, our glance inevitably shifted to advertisements. These numerous displays perpetually competed for our attention, subsequently reducing our concentration. This was adversely affecting our efficiency and ingenuity, which was less than satisfactory. Hence, we decided to tackle this problem and search for a resolution. I will be presenting 3 simple techniques for improving your concentration. I will also talk about 5 common situations where interruptions occur and how to adeptly handle them. Moreover, there are more fascinating insights to follow. Nevertheless, before delving into these approaches, it is vital to understand the domains where our concentration should be channeled. To achieve this, we can categorize tasks into 4 separate classifications. Everyday tasks. These tasks can be sorted based on 2 dimensions: productivity, productive or unproductive, and attractiveness, attractive or unattractive. Numerous individuals tend to become absorbed in enticing yet unproductive pursuits such as scrolling through Instagram, viewing videos, or utilizing Netflix. Occasionally, our focus becomes fixed on unproductive and unattractive undertakings, such as spending time with people we don't particularly relish. Ideally, we should assign the bulk of our time to tasks that fall into the unattractive and unproductive category, such as managing finances or settling bills. These tasks are indispensable but lack allure. Conversely, our main daily emphasis should not be on the other 2 quadrants. Instead, it should revolve around tasks that are productive and either attractive or unattractive. Presently, let's dissect these 4 task classifications. 1. Fundamental assignments. While not necessarily enjoyable, these tasks are vital for productivity, encompassing financial management, meeting preparation, or grocery shopping. 2. Intentional assignments. These tasks not only contribute to productivity, but also offer enjoyment, including activities like reading, journaling, exercising, or anything propelling you towards your objectives. 3. Ineffective assignments. Lacking both productivity and enjoyment, these tasks involve spending time with individuals you don't appreciate. 4. Diverting assignments. Alluring but unproductive, these tasks draw you away from your goals, encompassing activities like Instagram, Shorts, Reels, and Netflix. Unfortunately, many individuals invest a substantial amount of time in these pursuits. To make headway in life, it's crucial to focus on meaningful and vital tasks. But how can you accomplish this? The difficulty lies in the fact that many of us operate on autopilot. Research indicates that, unintentionally, we spend 40% of our day in this state. You may have experienced this, such as intending to use your phone for work, but becoming sidetracked by Reels, Shorts, or other unproductive activities. The key to breaking free from autopilot is to decrease stimulation. You might have thought that your brain is easily distracted, but studies suggest it's actually overwhelmed by stimulation, not just distracted. We all feel the inclination to check things like Instagram because our brains are wired to seek out new experiences and novelty. This inherent preference is known as novelty bias, and it's not necessarily an undesirable trait. The issue lies in the fact that, in the past, individuals satisfied their curiosity through activities such as reading books, engaging in lengthy games, and participating in endeavors demanding sustained focus. Consequently, they possessed superior attention spans and could maintain concentration for extended periods. Nevertheless, contemporary research indicates a consistent decrease in our attention spans over time. This decline can be attributed to our growing preference for shorter, easily digestible content, such as reels, memes, and other concise forms of amusement, instead of engaging in extended reading or viewing of lengthy TV shows and movies. These condensed forms of entertainment consistently offer novel and stimulating experiences to our minds, triggering the release of dopamine. This release can lead to an addiction to consuming such content, a phenomenon you might have observed in yourself as well. How can we effectively address this matter? To conquer it, we need to improve our capability to sustain prolonged attention and focus. To participate in profoundly focused and comprehensive work, it's vital to nurture the practice of resisting diversions. This involves intentionally handling tasks that may initially seem unappealing. While we usually avoid routine work, if we intend to disrupt the distraction pattern, we must purposely confront such unengaging tasks. For instance, allocate an hour to perusing the iTunes terms and conditions, tally the zeros in 10,000 digits of PI, or even enumerate the rice grains in 250 grams of rice. Engaging in these activities for a month demonstrated a significant enhancement in attention span and creativity. So, the initial crucial step is practicing the evasion of diversions. Consider perusing books, even those you may deem uninteresting. If that's too arduous, you can choose book synopses. Currently, people tend to lean toward videos, but only a minute fraction watch them to completion. As a personal challenge, attempt watching a video all the way through, even if it becomes tedious. You need not do this routinely, but cultivating this practice can prove exceedingly beneficial. That covers the first step. Now, what's the second measure to take? The second most valuable asset is your brain's attention. Contemplate that your brain receives an astonishing 11 billion pieces of information every second, yet it can only process a mere 40 of them. This illustrates the finite capacity of our brains to focus on tasks, similar to the way a computer's RAM operates. When your smartphone or laptop has ample RAM, it can effortlessly handle substantial tasks without slowing down. Conversely, when it possesses limited RAM, as seen in many smartphones, it struggles to function effectively. Likewise, With an expanded attention span in your brain, you can adeptly manage more substantial tasks. Presently, a common issue is the restricted nature of our attention spans. So, how can we augment our capacity for concentration? The solution is remarkably straightforward. You can heighten your attention span by an impressive 58% by prioritizing a fundamental practice: getting adequate sleep. Yes, you read it correctly. It's as simple as getting enough sleep. Ensure that you consistently obtain 7-8 hours of quality sleep. You might question, I already get sufficient sleep, why is it so vital? The importance lies not just in the quantity of sleep, but also in maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Many individuals stay up late, sometimes until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then wake up around 9 or 12. They believe they've had a prolonged night's rest, but upon closer examination, it amounts to only 6 hours. The final 2 hours of sleep, the 7th and 8th hours, are particularly crucial, as this is when you typically experience REM sleep. Research reveals that missing out on REM sleep for consecutive days can have detrimental effects on your cognitive abilities. Consistently sleeping for only 6 hours without obtaining REM sleep for 10 days will result in your brain functioning as poorly as if you hadn't slept at all for a night. This underscores the critical nature of this second important aspect. And then the third aspect involves enhancing your dispersed focus. Intense focus is marked by exceptional immersion in a singular undertaking, resulting in optimal performance. Conversely, dispersed attention is evident when grappling with the generation of imaginative concepts intentionally, yet in the realm of mundane, non-creative tasks like bathing, inventive thoughts spontaneously arise. This phenomenon occurs because periods of idleness or engagement in simple activities can elevate one's creativity. Consider Sir Isaac Newton as an illustration. He pondered the notion of gravity extensively, but the breakthrough transpired when an apple descended onto his head while situated beneath a tree. Similarly, comedian Kapil Sharma draws inspiration from the bathroom. Consequently, it is advisable to incorporate routine practices of dispersed attention. Engage in mindless activities such as walking, completing household chores, or cooking. Your mind will naturally establish connections and generate imaginative ideas, an outcome unattainable through concentrated effort. Ensure minimal distractions. Another suggestion to heighten concentration involves investing quality time with someone, temporarily relinquishing your mobile phones. This practice facilitates meaningful conversations devoid of interruptions, providing uncomplicated methods to amplify your focus. Our minds often drift in 5 principal situations. The first arises when stress encroaches. In times of stress, individuals frequently seek diversions, such as watching videos or partaking in alternative activities. To cope with stress, segment your tasks into more manageable components, establishing a less tumultuous environment. The second circumstance emerges when in a positive mood. Concentration becomes challenging in the face of boredom. Counteract this by minimizing external distractions and establishing a low stimulation setting to sustain focus. The third scenario unfolds when inundated with personal concerns and an extensive to-do list. During such instances, the inclination is to turn to distractions. Address this by commencing with the organization of your tasks and worries on a calendar or list, as documenting them effectively mitigates this challenge. The fourth point relates to occasions when uncertainty surrounds life choices, leading to distractions. This occurs when unsure about the correctness of actions. To counter this, focus on comprehending your intentions by posing why questions. For instance, if aspiring to create videos, inquire about the purpose. This process elucidates your objectives and their rationale, diminishing distractions. The ultimate scenario, where interruptions frequently manifest, is during periods of leisure when we possess unallocated time and are uncertain about how to employ it. To counteract this, formulate a roster, establish objectives, and subject yourself to meaningful undertakings to optimize the use of your untapped time efficiently. Simplified, numerous people squander their time on trivial and diverting pursuits, emphasizing the importance of prioritizing indispensable duties. To realize this, contemplate 1. Reducing diversions. 2. Concentrating on significant responsibilities. Engaging in profound work. 3. Giving precedence to sufficient rest to heighten concentration. 4. Addressing straightforward, non-inventive duties when attention is dispersed. I've also expounded on 5 prevalent disruptions and presented approaches for addressing them in this publication. If you've reached this juncture, you're making commendable headway in constructing your concentration, so felicitations on accomplishing this trial. If you discovered this data beneficial, kindly give us a thumbs up to aid us in reaching a broader audience in search of age-old wisdom. If you're new to our channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell for extra tutorials on age-old wisdom. Thank you for viewing and anticipate our subsequent video. To peruse more videos, choose one from the alternatives showcased on your display.